Flow, or being in the zone, is a hidden gem that gives exactly what everyone who's taking the game just a little bit serious wants. By watching this video, you will gain deeper insights about flow and get the tools to achieve more flow. Let's start by talking about the importance of flow and why you should focus on getting into flow. Flow will not only let you play your absolute best, it also gives you a feeling of satisfaction and meaning. As our well-known psychologist Maslow found out, during peak performance, the individual experiences an expansion of self, a sense of unity and meaningfulness in life. Flow is a reward for the mind. Less energy is used when in flow, yet so much more efficient, like riding a brand new bike instead of the old one. This is because flow gives access to enhanced mental abilities and extensively reduce the energy needed to make complex decisions. It's like the brain on steroids, just all natural. Flow let us learn more in less time and let us achieve our fullest potential. Flow let you react through your intuition, and as the intuition goes beyond our conscious mind, we don't have to think before taking action. When we don't have to think before reacting, everything just starts to flow more smooth. People have described the experience of flow as how one right decision always leads to the next right decision. Talking about the importance of flow, if you want to get to the top, you have to get flow into your life. As sports psychologist Michael Sachs from Temple University said, every gold medal or world champion that's ever been won, most likely we now know there's a flow state behind the victory. But flow is still a valuable state even though you're just a casual gamer, because flow makes the experience of gaming a lot more enjoyable. Before we look at how we can get more flow into our gaming, let's briefly talk about what flow actually is. Flow is recognized and named by the Hungarian-American psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who is specialized in positive psychology. He describes flow as being completely absorbed in the activity. Flow is a mental state of mind that gives people the ability to achieve their fullest potential and do things everyone thought was impossible. According to Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, there is 10 characteristics for the flow experience. Clear goals that are challenging yet still attainable. Balance between skill level and challenge. Immediate feedback. High concentration and focused attention. A loss of feeling of self-consciousness. Distorted sense of time. A sense of control over the situation. The activity is intrinsically rewarding. Lack of physical needs, and absorption. Clear goals, immediate feedback, and balance between skill level and challenge is identified as the 3 most critical conditions for flow. All 10 elements do not need to be present at the same time. Csikszentmihalyi uses the terms microflow and macroflow. In microflow, only a few of the characteristics are fulfilled. Macroflow, on the other hand, is when all the conditions arrive at once. Flow has throughout history been seen in different areas of life. In his book, The Rise of Superhuman, Stephen Kotler talks about the science of flow and the ultimate human performance. He presents a lot of examples from the world of extreme sports and adventure athletes. Many have called these people adrenaline junkies, but Stephen called them flow junkies. As he say, they are not on the hunt for adrenaline rush, they want the flow experience. Yet adrenaline is a part of what gives them access to flow. Kind of the same adrenaline rush occurs for gamers as well. When you are in a high pressure moment, it could be in an important clutch situation. Adrenaline is pushed out in your bloodstream, tightening your focus, narrow down awareness. Afterwards, you feel your heart pumping hard, and it can take a little while to calm down again. But we want adrenaline in these high pressure moments because it helps trigger the body and mind to go into flow, which we talk much more about now. To get into flow, where you are able to reach your peak performance and play your absolute best, it requires to let any distractions aside and get 100% focused on the game. As we talked about, certain conditions need to be present before flow can arise. Clear goals, immediate feedback, and balance between skill level and challenge was identified by Csikszentmihalyi to be the 3 most critical conditions for flow. So let's dive deeper into what this means. Flow triggers is conditions in our inner and outer environment that creates more flow. The internal triggers are what drives attention into the now. The 3 critical conditions for creating flow is described as internal flow triggers. Clear goals help identify our task, so we know what to do and why we're doing it. Having clear goals improve our game sense, which is just as important, if not more important than our aim skills. But most importantly, clear goals impact our attention, so we are able to let out any distractions. The goal has to be clear, because clarity gives us certainty. We know what to do and where to focus our attention while doing it. In other words, you should know what to do from round to round and be able to adapt to what happens in each round. Immediate feedback can be understood as a direct in-moment information coming to you through the activity. CSGO gives a lot of information and you can't handle all the information all at once. But taking in as much of the information available will help you make the right decision based on what happens. When feedback is immediate, the information we need to take the right decisions is always close at hand. Having focus on too little information will let our mind wander, but having focus on too much information makes us feel overwhelmed. So it's all about having focus on the right amount of information. This is very individual and depends on your skill level, which leads us to the last of the 3 critical conditions for creating more flow. Balance between skill level and challenge. Attention is most engaged in the now when there is a balance between the difficulty of the task and our ability to perform that task. This is exactly what this model represents. In an activity that is too easy for our skill level, you quickly get bored and stop paying attention. On the other hand, if the activity is too hard for our skill level, anxiety will increase and the fear will block the system. Both boredom and anxiety blocks the experience of flow, so the sweet spot is to be in the middle where demands from the activity test your skills in a perfect manner. Scientists call this the flow channel. So what is too hard and what is too easy? A general rule is that the challenge should be 4% greater than the skills. This refers to the Yerkes-Dodson law, which suggests that there is a relationship between arousal and performance, but only up to a certain point. Besides the internal flow triggers that creates the conditions for flow, there is also external flow triggers, which is conditions in our outer environment. The goal here is to have an environment that eliminates distractions. The room you are sitting in and what happens around you shape the environment. So it's important to remove unnecessary things that can act as any form of distraction. This could be putting your phone away or clean up the room before you sit in the chair. There is so much more to share on this exciting topic. I hope you now have a basic understanding of what flow is and how you can make it easier to achieve. But one thing is for sure, everyone deserves to experience more flow in their life.